Welcome to Drivecast episode 127.
That's a good number.
Are we just gonna go into it like nothing
I
happened?
mean, I guess we are, innit? Like, it is what it is, sort of thing.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
not?
man.
Welcome to Drivecast, the annual podcast.
I've had
We upload every year.
aspirations for this podcast. I want us to be like the Jarcast, but like more sexual.
Okay.
I don't watch the Jarcast anymore.
I don't compare myself to anyone. I'm my own being.
That's such a lie. I mean, you have to compare yourself to Crown because you copy him.
And you have to compare yourself to Theo because you copy him.
Mad.
Mad. No,
See, I don't
the
mind
thing is-
being
the
called.
thing is- the
I
thing
don't
is that's
mind being
CJ.
compared to good content.
CJ, you can't even say anything because your
Why not?
content. Because
I get more views than you now.
No, you don't. No, you don't. That's a lie. And your content is actually shit. Soulless sellout content. You're gonna make another.
Yeah.
You're gonna make another Crew 2 video. Just to
Yeah.
like, you know, this is why I care about the future state of the current game. Like, it's like you haven't made that video 7 times already. Like,
Except
come on,
they haven't.
let's
All
not,
my
let's
Crew-
not.
Be honest,
That's
like,
something you
be
and Theo
honest.
have in common. Let's not trip.
To be
Let's not
honest,
trip.
Hippo. To be honest,
Don't
my
call me.
videos
The
are
only
good.
person that calls me Hippo is Ben.
how many times have
Ben,
you
only
uploaded?
person.
How many times are you gonna upload a video saying you want pink slips in Need for Speed?
That wasn't what the
Just
video was
repeating the
about,
same
though.
thing.
That wasn't about the whole video, though. But obviously, you wouldn't know that.
That wasn't what the video was about,
that
but that's the title.
Yeah, because that's called good titling. Clickbait. People love it. People fucking love it. People love a bit of a Toyota in the thumbnail.
The thing
What are
is,
you
with me,
doing?
I can upload a video called "I literally just shit myself in Project Cars" and it gets views.
Wow. That's really,
have.
really, that's
What
absolutely amazing.
what was that? What were you
What?
doing?
Shame, for shame.
This guy, like, literally,
I don't know what that is.
this guy's proud of uploading content that literally, so it's like, it's a 20-second clip.
No.
It's a 20-second
Anyway.
clip. It's a
No.
20-second
Anyway.
clip of you crashing in Project Cars.
Are we gonna-
It's a 40-minute clip.
That's the shit I put onto Twitter
20-second clip.
as a bit of a outtake.
Well, shut up.
Awful, absolutely awful. And then his fucking thumbnails look like he was made by a never. Why am I still going?
I don't know. I usually just.
Welcome, guys, to Drivecast episode 127 with me, your boy, Jay,
And me.
and that guy. There's no Richard or Niner, as some of you guys know, because he's dead. He's dead.
Richard or Niner.
He's dead.
Yeah, you got hit by a truck.
He gets hit by a truck so much. Like, it's actually a joke.
Yeah.
He needs to stop getting
At
hit
this
by
point,
trucks.
he's just ahead.
I'm surprised
like,
he's like, yeah, man.
Every single one of his limbs have been like mold. And his
What, can you
torso-
please stop doing that, CJ? That's really fucking annoying.
What?
You just bring nothing but negativity to this podcast, man. Like, I just want to fucking speak to the cameras, talk some shit, and you're just sitting there like,
Why are your skin glowing? Why are you actually lighting up? Your skin is glowing. You look like you're a fucking light source.
Sorry.
nah,
There we go.
man, that's
There we
even
go.
worse. That's
Yeah,
even
I'll
worse.
bring-
And
I'll
when it's
bring-
Maybe
when it's
maybe
on,
by
when it's on, we
aim-
can see
Like
your
candlelight.
acne, and then when it's off, like you just look like a fucking rapist.
But we'll do it by candlelight, okay?
Candlelight. Anyway, guys, how's it been going?
Yeah, good. We're gonna name this episode hashtag Save the Cruise.
Yeah.
Because this is like this is what it is, isn't it? We haven't uploaded. To be fair, like the last episode actually did really well. Isn't it funny how the last episode was called Super Street? Remember that?
I forgot that game existed, honestly.
So, yeah, it's been a while. Like, I feel like it's pointless us saying why because we say this every single time.
It just didn't happen.
It just
okay?
is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, like we're still trying.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean,
toxic
even-
relationship kind of.
Even now, we're a member down.
Yeah.
Even now,
We gotta get
even
like a
though
backup,
this,
we gotta get like a backup drummer or like a backup crew member.
or just
Yeah.
get rid of you.
Oh, thank you.
I wonder how many people are going to watch this because that low key kind of like, I don't know. I feel like if less people
What?
watch, we can be a bit more on edge.
Well, I have the community tab now, so I could just say, "Hey, check out new Drivecast."
Shut the fuck up, man. I don't want to hear anything else come from your mouth. I've got this community tab so I can bring thousands of views to this channel. Who are you? Like, no one knows who you are. You're not an EA game changer. Please do not talk to me.
Can you start making me come across as an asshole, please? I don't claim gay. I don't claim Cam in his behavior. So he's gonna put on goggles. Oh no, it's a.
Who's Cam? I don't know Cam.
You look like you're gonna be in a cheap porno.
Mate, literally. Next time I'm fucking.
I'm his cousin. Who's Cam? I'm Captain Street. It's me, Captain Street Shitter.
This is like, you know, the fucking when they have in films and they wear the fucking masks at the fucking dinners and shit. They're like V for Vendetta masks. This is like when I come in the room like
Zorro.
I'll be like,
you need the sword and the Italian like guitar.
Spanish
Spanish
guitar. Spanish guitar.
Spanish
I
guitar.
mean a guacamole.
No, that's
You laughed. You fully laughed. You fully laughed at that.
expensive.
What do we want to talk about then? We're 5 minutes into this podcast. We should have streamed this. I don't know why we didn't stream this. I could still low-key stream this. Try to do it.
Do it, puss. Do it, loser.
Stream it like 30. Nah, fuck it. Because then like, we'll miss the first 6 minutes, and this first 6 minutes is low-key been gold. So
we'll try that next time.
yeah, we'll try next time. Sorry, guys.
In like
I feel like
3
I
months.
feel like I'm just letting everyone down. To be honest.
These stink bugs, fuck off. Right.
Oh yeah.
Clean
Just a
the
live
room.
commentary of what's going on in CJ's
What do
room.
we want to talk about?
I don't know. There's a lot.
There's been a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in it.
Really,
Yeah.
I didn't Forza come out in the space.
Yeah.
The crew.
Yeah.
Wait,
Get around.
crew.
Did the crew?
Nah,
come out?
nah.
We surely.
No. We
surely.
did an episode in July. We did an episode in July.
Let's have a look.
So why have we not made it? Why was I not? Because we didn't think. Okay, I was gonna say why didn't we have like a podcast talking about how shit the crew is, but it wasn't
current-
actually bad when you
Current
going
upload
through it.
schedule. So we got one
Yeah.
7 months ago, which was the prologue. So it goes. So the only videos we have on the Drivecast channel are Need for Speed Payback DLC discussion over a year ago, Gamescom over a year ago, and then it goes the reboot. the prologue 7 months ago. Let's try something new 5 months ago, and then the last video was 4 months ago. Was Super Street the game. And
Like-
the worst part about all this is we've literally gone through 3 different channel rebrands.
Yeah, it's like
EK Drifter, but worse.
No, I was gonna say it's like GT Sport the way they have the space between they make something. So like before GT
I
Sport,
had no clue what you just said. All I heard then was GT Sport making.
It's like the Crew 2 where how frequently they update the game.
What? I'm so confused. What's going on? What the fuck is going on? Am I losing my mind?
What?
On another note, I've got Tesco's finest red velvet cake right here, wrapped with a
That's
motherfucking
like shit.
set. Nah, it's very
that's
nice.
disgusting.
That's really nice. Shout out to my red velvet boys out there. Yeah, so we can talk about the crew.
No,
I
no,
guess.
no. If it ain't Mr. Kipling Bakewell Tart, then I don't want to hear
It's fucking
anything.
annoying, man.
Honestly,
Fuck.
It's all
we're
about
not a
Apple-
sponsor.
Apple fucking
This-
Mr. Kipling.
All right,
Oh,
this brought to you by RC Cola.
no, well, we don't have that
it's
shit
good.
here,
Why
so
you, man? What is the you?
Yeah.
You just get me frustrated every time you fucking speak.
we don't have RC Cola. That sounds retarded.
RC, literally.
Why don't you just drink Coke?
One of my Discord moderators, he's from Latvia and he has RC Cola. So
Yeah, but your Discord shit. That's why you come into mine all the time. He hasn't even got a reply. Right, we should talk about the crew, I guess, first.
Yeah.
I guess people are going to be interested in that. Because
Which one,
especially
the
Jay, you like other than that one video you made, you haven't really spoke about it.
There's not much to say.
Nah, there is
In a
quite a
very
bit to
nice
say.
video.
There
according
is
to,
quite
according
a
to
bit.
CJ, there's like a
I
a
think that
10-minute
covers
video every
everything
2 days about it. To be fair.
I feel like it did things well and it did things wrong. At the moment, it's dying and it needs help. I don't think PvP is going to help it.
no.
It needs more than that.
I mean,
I think there's much more to say than that. Of
I
course, you
think
can go into detail, but
I think
Well, that's
PvP
right, that is the point
is
of the
gonna.
podcast.
I mean,
Like, of course you can go into detail. Like, we're not sitting here for an hour.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
when it comes to PvP, I have a feeling PvP can kind of stabilize the game in a sense, where like it could keep like bringing some people back into the game, but at the same time, it's not like that alone is not going to save
Yo,
it.
fuck this
'Cause
shit.
it's
Let's
just
talk
gonna-
about Forza, man. Let's talk about a good game. Like, I actually don't give a fuck about the crew
No,
anymore.
let's talk
Like,
about Forza.
Yeah, let's talk
Let's
about
talk
Forza,
about
man.
Forza. But let's talk about something that's wrong with Forza.
Okay.
PvP is absolutely
Oh, Lord
boring.
have mercy on my
Boy,
soul.
Yeah.
It's boring and it's annoying. I need solo queues, please. Solo. I don't want teams. I don't like it. Shit. Keep teams in playground. That's fine in the playground games. That's good. I don't mind that because it actually needs team-based playing. Racing team doesn't work.
I just want to interject. You know they're fixing it, right?
Yeah.
But are they though?
Yeah,
Are they
they're-
fixing it in the way we think we're fixing it? They're fixing it.
Well, I
though.
mean, they are fully redesigning it, yeah. And if their current track record is anything to go by in terms of what they've fixed because of community feedback.
If they give me solo queues, I'm fine. That will fix everything for me. I just want to race on my own. I don't want to race with anyone. I don't want to be racing with fucking Jimi Hendrix 258 in his fucking Subaru with pink paint, and he's crashing into me. And he's on the same team as me.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said Jimi Hendrix.
Well, they said they've heard everyone's complaints, and everyone's complaint about Team Adventure was that it's fucking teams. So
Yeah, it's terrible.
So you would think if they're listening to everyone's complaints, which at the moment they fixed the car sounds or are currently fixing them, which I don't even think that was a big issue. I don't really get why that got.
No, it wasn't. It's
Like
that's
people-
just nitpicky stuff.
That
But
was
I feel like one of the reasons why everyone's complaining is because Forza's had a reputation to have really good car sounds, and now it's just
the
like
car sounds are still pretty sick.
I don't think they're bad. I don't have a
think they're
problem
bad.
with them. And I'm telling you, it's very individual cars as well that people
Yeah,
are
it's like
complaining about.
people complaining about the S14 before. It's like people complaining about wheel spin in Need for Speed 2015.
Yeah.
It was like people complaining about the 350Z in Need for Speed. Like it's literally so fucking pointless complaining. It's like the
Wheel spin?
Yeah,
Wheel
I remember in 2015 when Fail Race was complaining that the cars didn't wheel spin.
Oh,
in
you
Need
get
for
to
Speed.
share about him anyway. He was complaining that his channel was dying the other day.
Fully retarded.
Anyway, let's go on.
Yeah, but I think overall, yeah, the cars like I think with their current direction, they've said that they're like fixing it, and unlike Ivory Tower, they're not going to be waiting 4 months. Like they probably will be sharpish. To be fair, they did say on their last stream, it's going to take some time because they want to do it right.
Yeah.
It's not
Might
like
as
the
well
car sounds where they can just.
Might as well take the time to do it now properly, so that way you don't have to play catch up and fix it down the road.
But
Yeah.
the only reason why I have so much faith in them compared to someone like Ivory is because we've got a new camera mode adjustments come in, which I hope is more than just the Forza 7 stuff.
It would
Yeah.
be great if it was just a full-fledged video editor, but
Imagine if it was the Crew 2's video editor in Forza. Oh,
The Crew 2, that video editor.
I would
is-
actually use that so much if that was in Forza.
like I love that. I
used it a
love
lot
the
in
re.
Crew.
like I said,
I
I said that in a video. That's like one of the great things they did. Like, they honest, that was a really fucking.
What
good
I really love the crew thing, where like the live replay thing, where you could go back into a race like minutes beforehand and take a picture of something that cool happened in that race.
Forza
That's
could
awesome.
Definitely benefit from. But I guess you
Yeah,
kind of can in rewind, but it's not fucking 10 minutes. It's like 30
To
seconds.
be honest, in terms of video creation, all it really needs is a live camera.
I
Like,
think the tools to like edit the like with keyframes and weather
Of course.
and all that.
of course, but that takes development time. What I'm saying is, all they need to do is make everything move within the camera. Because one of the reasons why I don't use it is because everything's frozen.
Mm.
So it doesn't really, it looks shit when everything's frozen.
I think as someone who doesn't make cinematics, the thing that would bring me into making cinematics was if there was the keyframes and stuff. Like, and unless there was that there, unless you already make cinematics, like I just use it for photos type thing. But I get where you're coming from. Like Need for Speed 2015, that was one of the good things about that game was the fact that it was all moving and stuff.
But I mean,
was-
no, I'm
that
not
was- that
saying
was really
I'm
early
not
on.
saying I don't want a video editor mode, like a full-on thing. I do, but with what they're saying, with slight adjustments, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be what Forza 7 has, to be fair. I hope it's not just that.
All Forza 7 has is all it has is set
It's
is
different shutters.
tracking
Yeah,
shutter
yeah,
speed.
yeah.
That would be really underwhelming if it's just that.
Yeah, but like it makes sense. Doesn't like they did the rims. Like again, they don't get off the hook for that either. Like the rims was a very lazy thing. Like, that probably
I
should have
don't
been there at
understand.
launch.
I really don't get why they try to hype that up as if they're adding new rims to the
Yeah.
game. That's just
But
what the.
other than that, there is a lot they've been doing, which has been keeping me interested more so than every other racer, even with the PvP being absolutely fucking chlamydia. Like the seasons is actually keeping me engaged. It's quite crazy. Like when they first announced it, I didn't think it was actually going to be that interesting, but the fact it's weekly and stuff, it actually feels like alive and shit. And even
Not gonna
things
lie,
like
not gonna lie, winter can get lost. I hate winter.
Yeah, I don't like winter.
really, I
Despise
don't
it,
mind
but
it.
I hate it. It's too long. It's there for too long. I don't. I
What
get
do you
bored
mean
of
it's
it.
too long? It's a
Too
week.
long.
It's like just like every
That's too long.
It
That's
is
too
too long,
long
yeah.
for my car to be slipping and sliding. I don't like it.
That's
So
why
you can
whenever
change
it's
it.
winter, I just kind of go in and do like I just do custom events and I just make it summer or like spring or any season that isn't winter. I just choose it
usually
to
play
that.
it.
I like every road to be asphalt,
I
not
like-
some with some snow on it. I don't like that.
I like the off roading in this game a lot. Like
So do I.
like,
Snow and
the
off-roading are two
rallying
different
is
things.
So fun. No, it's not. Rallying and off roading are the same thing.
No, it's not.
Rallying and on
No,
snow.
I didn't say that. I said snow and off-road are two different things. Snow makes so okay when it's winter in Forza, like it happens in real life. The roads are slick.
Yeah.
They're wet. They're constantly wet. They're not ever dry. So your car's always fighting for traction, right? And then there's certain little sections of road where they've actually put snow on them, so they act as if it's dirt road. I don't like it. I would prefer if every road was the same. And
Edinburgh isn't like that though.
the roads are slick. It's always wet.
Always in Edinburgh.
It literally there's never a point where it's dry.
During winter, yeah.
The floor's always wet. I don't think anyone's ever noticed that the floor's always wet. That's what I've noticed. If there is a point where it's dry, someone please tell me. But I'm sure the floor's always wet.
I know what you're talking about when like you go to the country roads and then it's like slushy and stuff. But I don't think that's necessarily a problem either. Like it
is.
like to me, it's like it just changes the way the game plays, which adds to playtime.
I don't know. I spend less time. I spend the least amount of time playing Horizon
Same.
4 during
I
the
think-
winter.
Actually, I
Like
think
any
last
other
week
season, I
didn't
can
touch
play
the
it for
game.
hours, but after that, like I just no thanks. Like I get people who like it and it's cool for them, but at the same time, nah.
Like it actually, like when they were saying before launch, like it actually does change the way the game plays, and it's like
No,
really the way the game
I can
again.
give them that. Yeah, it does.
That's why I enjoy it. It's because it's like
It
every
is
time you go into a different season, it's genuinely like you're playing a different. Like,
It's very
version
much
of
impressive.
handling.
Yeah.
It's technically impressive, definitely.
Like I can definitely understand like hypercar races and shit get really frustrated. But like I said, like I don't know, I wouldn't go into a hypercar race in the winter because it's fucking winter and that is just a pain. Like that is just an awful. Like I wouldn't do that. But then like I find that certain seasons are more suited to different types of racing. So in spring that's more kind of like rallycross, as where summer and autumn are more like road racing, and spring's a bit more like rally, as where like so like spring and winter are a bit more rally, as where the other two are a bit more like road racing.
I don't know. Whenever I spend my time when it comes to winter, most of it's just creating custom race routes and then doing it in summer.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not.
you know.
I'm not a huge fan. I can't. I'm not
Oh.
gonna lie.
Talking about going back on topic about something we don't really like about Horizon 4. I love the like route creator tool, but it's kind of stupid trying to find other people's races because you'll like punch in what you want to see, and then it'll only give you like 5 or 10 different results, but it won't give you everything. And there's no way to actually physically search for someone or like the race name. Like that's something I'd like to see implemented. I feel like that's something they could easily do in like a patch, is just implement a system where you can actually look up and search for races, kind of like how you look up decals in the decal editor.
Yeah, I
I
think
feel like that could
the
work.
whole creation thing in the hub and stuff is really messy. Like, like just finding people is hard. Like when I tried to find Dong Dong Wong Tong Tong was Gymkhana thing, that literally took so long. Like it literally
Really?
like because you have to go. I had to download his rap, and then from his rap I had to get his username and then show his profile from there. I can't just search it in Blueprint. It's really fucking annoying. And like it makes the whole blueprints thing a bit pointless, because how are you going to progress if no one can find your events? It's really weird.
Exactly.
But like that's like nitpicking. Like I genuinely think Horizon is this Horizon game is the racer of the generation. Not like that's actually particularly hard. It's definitely been my
Yeah, with this generation, that's not that hard.
I can't think of
honestly.
like the Crew 1 maybe comes close, but even
That's
then,
probably second for me.
even then, like Horizon just leaps and bounds. Like, just it's crazy how far like they've come from the third game. And I've been seeing people saying that that's not the case, and I don't really understand it.
So what is the racer then? What's better?
Wait, what?
What?
Like you saying what you just said? People don't.
They don't see Horizon 4
Yeah, so
being a
what's
huge leap
That's,
from
that's
Horizon
such
3.
a big leap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do. I just call it my race.
Yeah, I definitely do. Horizon
no,
3
but
got
that's what I'm
boring.
saying,
Like,
You weren't on your fucking phone, listening to me.
I was listening to what you were saying, but
Wow.
I think you got a bit confused.
Wow.
but like compare like Horizon 4 curb stomps Horizon 3 any day of the week, and like
such
just
a huge leap.
compare the amount of content in Horizon 4 is like so much fucking more. Like we see games like the Crew 2 over from the Crew 1. The Crew 2 has so much less content than the Crew 1, even when comparing both games at launch. But then the trend seems to be that the next game has less content, but Horizon 4 they did the opposite where it has like so much more content than Horizon 3.
Horizon 4 is the fourth game in the series, so it's a bit hard to compare. Like
I'm just comparing third.
I would say that Horizon 1 and 2 were healthy.
Horizon 3 wasn't though. It felt like there was a lot less content.
No, Horizon 3 was the dip, but it's the only dip. Really, and on a surface level, it's still a decent game.
Oh, definitely, yeah, but
I completely understand it. It from Horizon 2 to Horizon 3, yeah, there's a huge. I feel like there was a dip.
It was
there was
the
a
jump
dip
from
in
the engine they used because they use their own engine now when they made the leap up to next gen, and you could tell when they leaped up to next gen using their own engine there was something which was a bit weird.
was Horizon 2 on a different engine?
They use Forza Tech, which on Xbox One.
Okay, so they've got their own engine.
That's good.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I did. Did I? I don't know. I never thought about it really.
I'm pretty sure it's called Forza Tech. Yeah, it's called Forza Tech, and they started using it.
So
Forza 6, they started using it.
So after Horizon 2.
2015. Yeah, so just
Yeah,
after Horizon
2015.
So what engine were they using before?
2. Probably something Microsoft in house.
Yeah, probably.
I'll have a look. What were you gonna say anyway?
I was gonna say I forgot. Yeah, the thing is for me with Forza Horizon 3, I feel like its biggest crutch was the map.
One of the biggest, yeah.
Boring as shit. The map was just shit. It was unmemorable. There were no landmarks.
The highway sucked.
Boring. The color palette was boring. It wasn't really immersive.
There was like barely any road, like asphalt roads too, especially outside the city. It was a lot like there was so much dirt roads, but not many. There's maybe like 3 or 4 actual.
Suffered from the same things that a lot of the same things that Crew 2 suffers from in terms of they didn't give you any reason to play. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of races, a bunch of cars, but what's the point in them? What am I actually doing here? With Horizon 4, like there's like certain cars locked behind progression. There's like actual like certain threads you can go behind. There's ranked, but like in Horizon 3 and 2 for that matter, it didn't really feel like there was any reason to do anything.
Yeah.
That was my problem with those games. That was my main problem with those games. The map was a big problem as well, but the main problem was it just didn't feel like there was no reason for me to play. As where Horizon 4 actually gives me a reason.
Yeah, I guess.
And it's probably got a lot more of a reason once they bring out the revamped PvP.
And as well,
because I haven't even attempted to go into. I went into PvP once, got ran by my own teammate, and left. Every time after that, I tried to get in, and it just kicked me out all the time.
To be
saying
fair,
that there's not enough players, so
yeah, that they fixed that recently because I still play ranked, believe it or not. Like I still actually play it, and they have fixed that problem because I have noticed if you do finish higher, but your team still loses, that you don't actually get that much more of a penalty. Like
okay.
They actually did put thought into it, but I don't know why it just doesn't make any sense to be fair why they've done it, but that is the case. But yeah, with what I was gonna say with Horizon 4, it's a mix of the progression actually making sense, and then also as well as that, like the off-roading also makes sense now Like it actually has context. It's not.
Yeah.
You can't go off road in a Senna and expect to win if you're against like a 959 like rally car. Like it just wouldn't work. As well, obviously, like in the last few games, you probably would be alright in a Huracan off road. Like there's a distinct difference between off-roading cars and on-roading cars. I think that's something which a lot of people overlook. You
think?
Definitely. Like because that was a pretty big complaint for people, and then like they fix it and no one really talks about it. That's like a
about.
I mean, I don't know. I just haven't touched rank yet because
I haven't.
I'm
I
talking
feel
about
like
off-roading.
Oh. People definitely. I feel like people definitely realize.
But why is no one saying? Because that's one of the biggest complaints before, I thought. Why do you think people think people just think it's an iteration of 3? Not anything more. That's interesting. That could be interesting.
I can say this. I thought the same thing when I saw the E3 trailer because the E3 presentation was not that good. They did not do a good job of actually trying to sell the game. No. Like obviously the stuff they talked about after like revealing the trailer and everything, but like the actual trailer, I just got Horizon.
I thought the map when they showed off the map that was completely caught me.
No, I'm talking about when they first unveiled it at E3.
Yeah,
they didn't do
the location.
Yeah, talking about the cinematic that's always well put together and what you expect. What I feel like they can't really do anymore in a presentation like that.
The location at E3 caught me completely by surprise.
They didn't. It's not like they could have just showed the game in its entirety on that stage.
But they could have talked about like the new features and everything. And they didn't really do that. Like the jobs, the houses, and all. They didn't really talk about that.
But to be fair, seasons is the biggest thing they added. And that's huge. Like that doesn't just affect the game's map changing. That affects the content which is added. That affects that's literally the core of the game. And to be fair, like I didn't really think much of it when they said, but like that is single-handedly one of the things which is keeping me interested. Even if it's the seasonal events, the Forzathon shop, Forzathon Live, all that comes under seasons.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. I know that, but
I feel like in terms of people thinking the game's just for 3.2 is it?
Not
3.5.
Not the case.
You haven't played the game if you're saying that. And secondly, I don't even address that. I don't like entertain that kind of stuff because I feel like it's just ignorant to say that's the kind of shit. Like what? First of all, the game's only got a 2-year gap. It's only 2-year development time. What are you expecting them to come out with a completely vastly different game with different branding, No, they keep it consistent. Keep a consistent string of games, but to up it every time is difficult to do. 3 was an example of that. They couldn't bring 3 up from 2. It didn't work.
I don't even get it though because it's not an incremental upgrade. It's like a huge upgrade in what the game is. So I don't even get how it's a 3.5 because this
is the best Forza we've had since last gen. Easily.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the motorsport side as well. I know a few people. I know Forza's kind of split into 2 communities. You've got the motorsport fans and you've got the Horizon fans. The Horizon fans are usually more casual players though. So a lot of the motorsport people shit all over Horizon. And they always have because it's not and a lot of them are drifters as well, I've noticed. A lot of them expect Forza Horizon to be as hard physically. So they expect the physics to be kind of as difficult to master as they are on motorsport. Now, why you would hope for that is retarded because they're 2 different franchises, they're 2 different series. They're not going to make a fucking track racer handle and work the same way a fucking arcade race is going to work. So I feel like a lot of the criticism that Horizon through 4's getting,
it's unfounded.
It's just kind of unwarranted. It's not really. It doesn't really. They can't really back it up. They just don't like it.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say this is the best racing game we've had since around probably Horizon 1, probably.
Probably since that was 2012. I'd say so too.
That's 6 years.
About
That's mad.
Fair? Is that fair
to say there's been so many? That's mad.
That's pretty safe to say.
The past 6 years, this is the best racing game. And I don't get how there's any competition in that.
All they had to do, all playground games in Turn 10 had to do is sit back at their round tables and say, what do our customers want? What do we want?
Yeah.
And that's the same type of
listen.
And now they're doing live service, and it's like they're actually doing live service right. They're not
properly.
Like, it reminds me of Ghost Games in 2015.
And Jay, that same question is that same thing sitting around at the table is what Ghost Games needs to be doing right now.
Which I was going to go on to.
Yeah.
What you don't need to, what they shouldn't have done, and they didn't do, is sit at the round table and say, boats. Boats and planes. That's what they want. Boats and planes. And also, desert.
Yeah,
sand.
We're going with that. To be fair, desert. Going with that. To be fair.
Yeah, desert and.
I'm actually just sick of off-roading. To be fair, though, just in games, like I'm just sick of it. Like, I like it in Horizon. Don't get me wrong, but why does every game feel the need just to be open?
Because it's easier to develop. That's why. It's easier to develop big open plains.
How is it? Because this is a recent thing.
It's easier to develop. They can boast bigger maps.
My hypothesis is you look at like racing games. I'd say before 2012. Okay, like basically like racing games that weren't Need for Speed. They were all like kind of like illegal street racing type games. They were more so based like on what Need for Speed was doing because Need for Speed was the king of that era. Now we see games doing like a more of a festival theme, like The Crew and Wild Run and all that, and games tending to be like a more open world, like Need for Speed. They're copying what's the big dog right now, Forza. That's kind of my thing. So really, what's proving successful is what all the other games are gonna do. If you know what I mean.
I'll get that. The Crew 2's live thing is literally Horizon.
Except it's done poorly.
Yeah, that's shit. And they're actually in their own bubble.
Can I interrupt for a second?
They're in their own ivory tower.
Literally. What the fuck did you just eat? It looked like you ate like a full-on meal then.
This Tesco's finest red velvet cake.
That was cake.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I eat the ass clean.
I didn't know that was cake. I thought it was like rice or Chinese or something.
Anyway, right now though, it's satays, chicken satays on the skewer.
Just eat me.
Fry.
That's racist.
No, it's not.
Do you know my sister says that? Unlike
on the phone.
Not on purpose. No.
Can egg fried rice?
I'm saying when she says egg fried rice, she doesn't say the I spit. She just says fry rye. And I say every time that's racist, and she gets annoyed. Thought I'd just be a bit funny. Is there anything else to add on to this whole cars vroom?
That Forza thing. Go Forza.
Yeah,
I just think it's crazy how a couple of years ago Forza was shit to everyone,
and a couple years ago we were doing that in Ivory We Trust.
I wasn't doing that. You niggas were doing that shit.
We were.
I wasn't doing that.
I
don't trust developers that put out one car game that was okay and think they're just gonna put out an amazing one next time.
They did put out TDU.
Some people from Ivory Tower.
Some people, yeah.
That's not like an entire studio.
Some people.
It's the same with
Fergus left Atari after TDU 1. He didn't work on TDU 2.
That's not what I said. I said TDU.
You said TDU 2. I swear
single. No, I said TDU.
I swear you. Oh, well.
Didn't some people come from Ghost?
Defected. They defected.
Didn't they spread all over the place? People from Atari, and it's Eden Games, not Atari.
Atari published it, but
no,
I forgot.
Saying that the core like the guys that are the main producing guys, like not just and like any old programmer. Of course, people.
Oh shit! Is this what we're saying now? Just man.
If you're an
game developer live matters.
If you're an executive lead, that's very different to just like doing the.
If you're an executive lead. If you're an executive.
Now we put his glasses on. You know what? I can do that as well. I'm sitting here like this, fully sitting like this for the rest of the fucking commentary.
Executive lead.
No, that's gonna piss you off. You ain't wearing that the whole podcast.
I fully will.
Let's talk about
again playground games we trust.
Let's talk about because I don't think it's No one ever talks about it. Let's talk about polyphony for a sec.
Yes, let's talk about polyphony.
Yeah.
I haven't played a Gran Turismo game since Gran Turismo 3, so I don't really have much of a say on Gran Turismo. But what I can say is, GT Sport is not GT7.
Nah.
Is it?
Nah.
So were you expecting another Gran Turismo, a full-fledged Gran Turismo game?
In the future, maybe.
In the next...
Oh, am I expecting one?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
Nah, I don't think so. I think they're just going to add to this one. I tried to play it the other day, but I didn't have any PlayStation Plus, which was a bit of a
Yeah, I mean, I actually just updated it because I'm gonna play it in a bit.
I want to get into it.
I've heard nothing.
Yeah, I want to get into it as well.
I've heard nothing from good. I've heard nothing but good from GT Sport. So when I do get a PlayStation in a couple of weeks, I will buy it. But my thing with it just doesn't seem like I'll play it that much because it doesn't. I don't feel like it's got enough in it. From what I can see.
There is absolutely.
Then why aren't you playing it?
Because I don't have PlayStation Plus. And
Horizon, so it's not worth PlayStation Plus.
Horizon, I can't afford PlayStation Plus right now. Horizon as well. When I've got Horizon, it makes no sense for me to. Because I don't play there's no reason for me to play my PlayStation.
That's my thing.
I should actually launch. I've launched in a while.
Like I could play GT on offline, but like I pretty much play all my games I play online now, other than Forza, like literally Forza.
That's kind of my thing. If it had enough in it, I don't feel like.
And I've done all the offline stuff. That's probably another thing I should mention. Like so, basically every single track has I'll keep this on. So it has every single track has sector breakdowns, and then basically you have to beat their sector breakdowns, and then you'll unlock the full track, and you have to beat their designated times. And there's like 25, 30 odd tracks in the game, and I've completed all of it. Like I've literally done all of it, and that's quite big to do. That's not an easy thing to do. So it's not even a case of it hasn't got enough in it, because they obviously adding more in. But obviously the main component is the sport component, and I don't have PlayStation Plus. Before when I did have PlayStation Plus, I was playing it all the time, but I just haven't got it at the moment. When I have money to get PlayStation Plus, I'll go it again.
How much is it?
A year is 40, and then like 6 months is like 20 something.
That is a weird.
Same as Xbox Live.
I don't pay no year for I don't pay no £40 for my Xbox Live for a year.
That's how much it is when on the store, on the Xbox store.
Oh, that's on the store, man.
You can obviously get CD keys for both of them, but like normal retail price, they're both 40. You
look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's actually low key comfy now though. Like it's not hurting my eyes anymore.
Comfy.
Yeah.
Comfy. Define comfy.
But what were you gonna say about it? Like, what were you gonna say about GT Sport?
I don't know.
I think it might be because you haven't played it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I know when it first came out, it was pretty lackluster, but ever since then, they've been constantly adding stuff for free into the game.
It's like still really polished.
Yeah, that is
really,
true.
really polished experience.
Just kind of just a bit of a lack of content to do.
But even
then again,
it's like all right.
I do want to get into like racing game esports or something like that. I do want to like kind of like
game where you can get into it like that, like on a plane.
Yeah, like easily, yeah.
Like it's actually like fucking like proper events you can play like on a plane.
Everything you need's right there.
I don't know. I was kind of looking into the Crew 2's PvP online esports.
Oh yeah.
If there's people to play it.
I was thinking,
there was like 300 people playing it on Steam the other day. That was fucking crazy.
No, the other day it was 168.
That is absolutely fucking crazy. Imagine literally got more people watching CJ's videos than playing that game. That is embarrassing. That is actually embarrassing. I'm taking this off.
You need to stop going.
But
out.
again, I got this from this one guy. His one video, and he said like I'm in the ivory thing, and it's probably best I'm not allowed to say anything because if I could, it wouldn't be pleasant. And he was referring to PvP. So,
what does that mean?
He's basically saying that ivory tower. I can't say anything about PvP, and that's probably a good thing because if I could, it would be nice.
And weren't they supposed to do like TTSs like they do on Rainbow Six?
Yeah, I don't know why they.
Happened.
The thing is, this is what really susses me out with a game like The Crew, where each update can fundamentally change the game. I feel like the community should be more in the know of updates like months beforehand. If you know what I mean. Like if they're doing some
Rainbow shit
PvP,
leaks like
yeah,
well
like
late, like well early.
what they like what they should do is like say there's an update where they're gonna be changing around the game in a way that could like really influence the way people play the game. They should have like they should let the player base know about that change like months in advance, and then give people the chance to go on the public test servers and everything. Kind of like what games like Overwatch and do. Like when they like when they add new heroes or when they add new support like classes, they'll put that in the test servers so people can play around and test it before it actually hits like the competitive scene and all that. So
like the group, like fucking Rainbow. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Rainbow's part of the same studio. I mean, not studio, publisher.
So. Yeah, so why they're not doing that at Ivory?
That's another thing that I don't like condone is the people saying Ubisoft games start bad and get good. That's not
that's not an excuse.
That's not.
I'd rather have a game be good at launch than having to fucking wait for it to be good 2 years down the line.
Expansion, yeah. After the games have been this fucking shit. If they expect me to play it for the Wild Run again, I'm not paying for it. I genuinely won't buy it.
Nah.
You will. Seriously.
I will. Yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not. Yeah,
if
I
they
will.
give me a free code, I'll play it. I ain't gonna buy it though. They don't deserve my money. Not unless they fix up with the live service. There's like that's one thing I don't get. It's like to rejuvenate this game, they need a paid expansion. I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like it's just unfair.
It's like take time when you're releasing your game and release it finished.
In it, like no game should launch shit.
I
and get good.
I don't feel like it to release broken and unfinished in some places, and then we have to pay for it to be fixed.
And then there's still microtransactions in the game to boost all
a game notorious for that, and the studio notorious for that at the moment is Bungie with Destiny. They think they can release a game that's completely fucking broke and then fix it. I mean, with their first ever game, that's excusable. Don't try and do it again.
Yeah.
It wasn't their first ever game though.
Yeah, it was like
it was
they
their first ever game with a new
on their own,
with a new engine and a new studio.
Then again, they should have some sort of formula.
I mean, a Goliath like Bungie. No, there should be no excuse. I completely agree, but
even with studios like Ivory Tower, there shouldn't be an excuse, especially when they have Ubisoft backing them.
But Ubisoft might be the reason why it's broken.
That is true, though. I just thought of that as soon as I said that. I'm like,
they don't seem to be giving the crew that much love.
Yeah. Then again, the crew was on sale. I was streaming it the other day, and one person in my chat is like, "Oh shit, it's like $16. It's on sale for $16 fucking dollars." Like that game is going on sale like every other day. So that must spell something. Something's wrong.
Yeah, that's mad stuff.
The fact, like, I mean, it's insane. And again, PvP, they really should be. What they should have done is had public test servers out now for PvP. Honestly,
I've just never understood why the grind for that game is so like. I just don't get it. I just don't. I can't comprehend why people enjoy it. I just don't get it.
This is what I think is going to happen with PvP. People are going to play PvP and they're going to go in with like cars that are like, they don't have gold parts, but they're still like maxed out, but they're going to get crushed by cars that have gold parts. And then they're going to be like, what the fuck? So they're going to try and grind, but the grind is so shit that it takes forever. And then they're just going to give up and leave the game.
There was like wasn't there like 6? So basically I was watching a review earlier on today about the game. And the guy said, so he spent 400k to get the Rallycross focus in the game. That's quite a lot of money in the game, so you have to obviously grind to get that money. Then when you get that car, there's only 6 events you can do in that Rallycross car that you spent about 3 hours grinding for. Once you do that, then there's nothing else you can use it for. So you then, once you do the 6 events, you have like 60k? So you're like 300k down after you just bought this Rallycross car, and the only thing you can do is do the events again?
Yeah, I'm so lucky.
That makes no sense. Because
what I did was back when you could actually still like glitch the accident and just go straight and not follow the actual road. What I would do is I would have the Crew 2 on silent on my second monitor, and on my main monitor I'd be watching The Wire, and I'd just be doing that, not even paying attention to the game and just watching TV. And I would do that for like maybe an hour or two.
That's not fun. That's not playing a game.
Exactly.
But why would you do it then? I don't get it. That's what I don't understand. What you've just explained is literally what I don't.
Yeah.
Why would you even bother playing? Like, why would you waste your time?
Because I back in that time I was in the mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna grind till I get to the LaFerrari, but I just gave up.
But why?
And
I still don't understand.
It's not fun, but I wanted the LaFerrari.
It was the same reason why you fucking gave the game a chance in the first place. Why?
What do you mean?
Like, obviously you don't have as much patience as CJ. In fact, yeah, no, you definitely don't have as much patience as CJ. Obviously, he was willing to grind it out because he wants the game to succeed. If that meant doing something stupid, it's like giving 2015 a chance to learn the physics, as you say. Why the fuck would I want to? What do you mean learn? The physics should work.
No, that's completely different because of course I want the crew to be good, but
No,
I'm not going to sit there and do 6 events over and over and over again.
That's why he didn't.
That's where the Need for Speed problem is.
That's why
a lot more deep.
That's why. But the thing is, I did that glitch so much. I have 13 million in-game cash in that game.
I mean, I get it. I get doing a glitch to the point just to get to yourself to a point where you can, especially if you thought PvP was coming and it was gonna fix something.
Yeah, like I want it, like, you know, and like when PvP does come out, I'm gonna follow it closely and kind of do like a PvP report, because with PvP it's not just you add it into the game, you just kind of leave it. That's what Ivory Tower did with the Crew 1. They just put PvP in there and they kind of left it to fester. They never really updated it too much.
Didn't even need updating though.
No, I mean, the thing is with PvP, it needed. No, I mean, like they never added any new races. They never balanced it. You know, they
did balance it. The Skyline,
not often.
The Skyline was OP at one point, and then they balanced that.
No, but I'm talking about like.
Was.
I'm talking about constant like balancing. Like it wasn't really constant. It took a while for them to actually like, go ahead and do it.
But if you go back to any game that came out in 2014, no game was getting balancing updates back then.
True, but then again, it's a different time. Like it's 2018. Like and especially with the type of game where it's like the only end game for now is going to be PvP. Like they kind of need to constantly keeping a close eye on PvP and constantly updating it with new events, new races. Exactly.
I made a video about this. It's not like PvP can't save that game. It's beyond. It's going to need a lot more than PvP to be like. That's what.
Exactly.
That's what. If it was added in September, we get it rushed. Then yeah, sure. But like again, this is all stuff I've said before launch. Like I literally said this before launch. As I kind of wanted this game to be my like game of the year and stuff. Like with all that being put to the side, like this is all still stuff I said before the game came out. Like if it doesn't have this, and this, it's not going to work. And it's the thing. It's one of those things where they kind of hid it.
Yeah, the thing is, when they were doing that live stream, everyone was asking about PvP, but they dodged the question. They didn't answer it till the next week. Then again, I can kind of understand that, because if you announce that there's no PvP on stream, the chat's just going to go apeshit. And then they can't really, like, you know.
Yeah, but if they said it from the very, very start, not like 2 days before launch or whatever the fuck it is.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, then it's obviously going to be very... Because I'm pretty sure I'd played the full game at the pre-recording event before they had announced that there was no PvP. And I still regret not asking them then, because like I probably should have asked like what the fuck was going on. But like they like realistically probably like they should have just said it. They should have said it at E3 or Gamescom. They should have said it that early, like just to get it out of the way with, just so everyone's not disappointed. But they left it so long.
Like,
I mean, is there any other games you can think of that have announced like they haven't got certain things at like E3? I don't know.
I mean, Payback.
Speed listed it.
Payback. They never announced that cops weren't going to be free roam until like late September.
That's not what I said. I said like
but that's still similar. That's still similar. Yeah, exactly. Like that's still
I'm saying anyone who announced it early, that is not shit coming into the game early.
That they announced it early. That they announced it. Okay.
Like that's the best way of like damage control. It's not saying I can't think of anything. But like that seems like the best way of saying it though.
What, like late or early?
Early.
Yeah.
The earlier you say it, then like obviously people aren't going to expect it, so then it's fine, sort of thing.
Yeah, you know.
And then that's a good fucking tangent actually. That it literally goes hand in hand, because we're talking about E3 as well. Sony aren't going to be there. And that kind of goes hand in hand in what I'm saying. Just announce it early so no one has expectations. But like, what do we think of that?
That's interesting.
I really not. Yeah,
I really don't know what to say.
It's weird pulling
Other
out.
than it's pretty kooky.
PS5 in 2020.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is it too soon? Too early?
No, I mean, take a look at like the jump from PS2 to PS3. PS2 came out in 2000. PS3 came out in 2006. And then next year. It's gonna be 6 years since the PS4.
My thing with that is, isn't it going to be a bit weird for Xbox if they don't put one out in 2020?
Nah.
Because
They get X360 came out in 2005. PS3 came out in 2006.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just because the Xbox One and the PS4 came out on the same year, didn't they?
Yeah, it doesn't. Did they come out the same day or?
Then you got to keep in mind as well, the original Xbox came out years after the PlayStation did.
Oh, okay.
When did that come out? 2002?
Look, nah, it's earlier than that.
01.
Xbox original. Yeah, 2001, November 2001, going into 2002.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's still like, I'm pretty sure. When did the PS2 go up?
2000 sometime. I think March 2000.
Yeah, March 2000. Yeah. So like, it's not weird. I think it's just how it wouldn't. The only thing I can see Xbox having a problem with is the fact that obviously if they're already behind, so realistically they kind of need to beat Sony to the next console. So if they keep it late, they're already behind as it is. They've got no games. Like, you've got PlayStation literally making another Horizon game, like this Horizon Zero Dawn game and stuff. So like they're obviously in front of the curb. I think it's another Dishonored. Is that what it is? Is that an exclusive I'm thinking of?
Dishonored. Yeah,
I think they have something like that. One of those types of games. They have in development.
Is it like the Tomb Raider, but it's a guy?
No. Like, it's like Dark Souls, but on PlayStation. I don't know what it's called.
Tomb Raider, it's a guy.
Uncharted. He's talking about Uncharted. No, it's not Uncharted.
Uncharted, yeah.
They finished that series.
Oh, okay. I know what you're on about. It's Dark Souls, but not Dark Souls. Bloodborne.
They've got no one of those in development. So obviously they've got like exclusives on exclusives on exclusive, and that's going to be for 2020. So what are Xbox going to do? Like, it makes no sense. Halo Infinite is probably going to be shit. As
they have Forza.
They have Reach.
They have Forza. That's
another Forza.
Forza's on PC as well, though. So
that is true. Then again, all their exclusives are going to be. Most of their exclusives are on PC. Gears of War, Halo, Forza. It will be.
I don't know. I don't think so. They would have already put it on PC if that was the case. I think Halo will be one of the last. And I'm pretty sure Gears of War is what Gears of War 4 on PC.
The new one is yeah. Like, I can go on the Microsoft store and like Sea of Thieves got put on there as well.
Ultimate edition of Gears of War.
Gears of War 4, yeah, it's on PC.
I'm seeing a remaster that's on there, but not any.
Did anyone actually care about that Sea of Thieves thing that they tried to play out?
I played it with my friends. Me and my friends played it. We've had fun, but then again, it's like The Crew 2. There's nothing to do. There's no real end game. Like, you go, you collect ship. Like,
4 isn't on the for PC. It's only Xbox.
Really? Then how come it's on the Microsoft store then?
Oh no, never mind. No.
Yeah. But yeah, Sea of Thieves, it's fun with friends, but that any shit game's fun with friends. So
at the moment, for cross-platform games, Forza, Sea of Thieves, Gears of War, the new Crackdown game, State of Decay, and that's it.
Right. Rise, Son of Rome, but that's on Steam.
And Sunset Overdrive, and that's it.
Oh yeah, they just added Sunset Overdrive.
That's actually trash. Like, that's so trash. That's just a trash bunch of that's just trash.
I'm pretty sure the people who made that also made the new Spider-Man game.
Like, other than Forza, there's literally no games there which are interesting.
Yeah.
And they're only interesting to us because we like cars and we like Forza.
The only other game out of that list I played is Sea of Thieves, and Sea of Thieves is kind of shit. So
I wonder what it's going to be interesting. What do you reckon racing games are going to be like next generation?
What? You cut out.
What do you reckon racing games are going to be like next generation?
More or less.
I don't know.
Then again, for me, like racing games per, I've kind of noticed this. Racing games per, what's it called? They've kind of had like a theme per thing. Like they've kind of had a leader that they looked up to. Like I said this before with Need for Speed and all that. I feel like with the last generation, it was Need for Speed leading the curve. With this generation, it's more so Forza. I have a feeling that with next generation, it's gonna be a new leader. Who that is, who knows? Like a new leader, like a new king.
I don't
If
feel
they,
like
if they keep up with it,
I feel like this copying thing has gone a bit too far, and it's not shown to be
viable.
The Crew 2 tried it,
Failed
with the whole festival thing. It works with the Wild Run, but they didn't really do any festival.
Even then,
it's just the whole theme of detaching. So the Crew 2 doesn't have anything to do with illegal street racing or anything like that. Whereas in the first one they did.
Yeah.
I don't know why they decided to completely abandon it, but they did.
Even at the same time, in the game, you still are like Latrell talks about the hypercar races and how they're illegal as hell, but they're not. It doesn't feel like that at all.
I feel like the only thing Payback took from Forza and the Crew, whatever, was the off-roading thing.
And
I feel like Need for Speed's influence for some reason was Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
don't know why.
It was.
I don't know why. Who told them to do that? I don't know, but it didn't work.
That was a whole.
Terrible.
Like so, even with Payback, they even like kind of went off the Crew as well with the upgrade system and the fact that you got upgrades after every.
I think that was just microtransactions.
It's similar to the Crew 1.
I'm telling you, the Payback's whole upgrade system was to cater for microtransactions. If anyone wants to disagree, that's fine. But I feel like that's fam. They were called what was it called? Crates.
They changed the color of the fucking token things, didn't they? Do you remember?
Yeah.
They changed from bronze to blue because obviously. Right, here's a fun fact. So, obviously, bronze is like copper's third place, is what you think. Yeah. And they change it to blue. Now, that same blue is obviously the same blue that Apple use for iMessage. And the reason why that blue is used for iMessage is because because of the actual natural color. It's a lot more of an attractive color to us as humans than the green that is as a text message.
Yeah.
And that's why they probably use the blue.
That's why green looks disgusting when you get a text message like, what?
Yeah, like what's this? Fucking like dinosaur fucking android.
Yeah.
That is why they use the blue for iMessage, and I can only assume it's probably the same thing for the tokens when they change the color. Obviously get more people to buy microtransactions so they can get more tokens, which is
next Need for Speed. If they're gonna copy off anything, they should copy off their own older Need for Speed games than anything else. Not Horizon, not the Crew. You know, they should base their stuff off of previous Need for Speed games.
I'm getting excited for the next Need for Speed game. I feel like it happens every fucking time.
It's like that with every game.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I will be honest. I did not give a rat's ass about Horizon 4, and then look where we are. But I was super excited for the Crew 2 until they announced there were no cops.
You didn't.
And then I was like,
CJ, Craptastic Jack Streeny. Hold on. And take the shot out of my mouth.
Fucking grim. That's fucking grim. Oh, that's disgusting.
Let me take this outside my mouth.
You didn't give a shit about Forza Horizon 4. The reason why is because you didn't give it a chance, and you assumed and jumped to conclusions that it would just be the last game. You didn't actually look into what was going into the next game. You didn't really pay any mind to the abundance of new features that were going into the game, and these were announced to launch, like the
because I was focusing on the Crew 2, and look where that turned out.
The Crew 2, I had my doubts from the jump. The only reason why I gave that game any hype is because of my compadre Evi Astriapipa.
We all enjoyed it for the first month. I do just want to make that.
I did, but I had my doubts through playing it.
Finished it.
I did. No, I did. I'm going to be honest. I had my doubts though. Still, I was thinking when I was playing through it, I was like, okay, this is cool. But when I finished the game, what the fuck am I going to do?
Yeah.
The ending was shit.
The way they covered it up was like some fucking MI5 level shit.
Ah.
Like, they covered that up through the beta. I played the full game twice before launch, and they still managed to cover up the lack of endgame while I was like, that shit was fucking mad. Like, how did they manage to cover that up?
They didn't.
They did until it was released. No one knew. Like, It's fucking.
They
cool.
gave They gave us a game that was that I don't even know.
They gave you a game that's appealing, but once you actually like get through, it's like a chocolate Easter bunny. It looks really good on the outside, but once you bite into it, you realize how hollow it is.
When I was playing through the crew, I got vibes from older video games. You what?
This guy just said like something about chocolate Easter bunnies and how they're shit, but like they're actually paying.
No, I said the Crew 2 is like a chocolate Easter bunny.
No,
in the
what
sense
he's
where it looks
talking
good on the
about is the
outside.
exterior is good. It's a kind of a bad analogy, but I get what he's saying. What
Inside you get 12s sometimes.
when I was playing through the Crew 2, I got vibes from older games, and I kind of feel like that led me on to believe that okay, this is great. But the difference between the difference between the Crew 2 and older games is that because I always say this: if the older game was released now, would we praise it as much? No, because games have changed. The way we look at games have changed, and
that are timeless.
I'm telling you now, Most Wanted 05 would not hold up in today's.
Club LA, Burnout
It wouldn't hold up.
Paradise.
The physics.
No, they
Midnight Club LA would not hold up. The car list is too short.
Nah,
Customization.
Nah. And that's another thing. The only arcade racer with a big car list is Forza.
The Crew has a pretty
Nah,
sizable car list.
It's
well over
a lot of duplicates.
The Crew.
Need for
The
Speed
Crew
isn't huge.
1.
It's only Forza that has a big car list.
The Crew 1 has like well over 100 cars.
You think the map of Midnight Club would hold up today?
100%.
The map?
Especially. The map.
Yeah, the
is
map
like
especially.
the
Yeah.
LA, like the LA is like it's almost like its own character in the game. No, I think the map is, if anything, it's the thing which.
I
would
don't know.
stand
You
out
know,
the
I
most.
don't know if I can agree.
You'd
Because I know
The
one
map
of my
was, like,
favorite,
literally almost a
One
one-to-one.
of-
Like
one of my favorite racing games of all time, is Carbon.
That's a good game.
There's no way that game could be released today, and it would
No, like the amount of cut content in that game.
I don't think it'd be worth. I don't think it'd be
Or
shit,
even
though.
I could say this about a lot of Need for Speed titles.
I don't think it'd be released. I think if Carbon re-released now, I don't think it'd be looked upon as fucking awful.
No, definitely not. I didn't
re-release.
say awful. I didn't say awful.
No.
But it's like the way people shit all over like. It's alright then. It's the way like alright then.
Carbon has more to it than the Crew does.
Yeah.
So you've got the campaign, then you've got the online, and you've got challenge series, and then you've got the reward cards in both challenge series and the online. That's more progression and unlocks there than is in all of the Crew 2.
But it's not just progression that makes a game, though, is it?
But
It's all the other
Then you've
aspects.
got
And
the tight, like how the cars actually feel like cars, and the physics are tight. Then you've got all the different modes that they're playing, like in the game.
Yeah.
And
The
like,
free
Crew
ro-
2, in terms of cars at least, doesn't have. Then online mode, like you had the canyon battles in Carbon, you had the pursuit modes online in Carbon, cops and robbers, sprint, circuit, lap, knockout. Like that's more than anything in the Crew. I don't think.
And
it's
if it
that
were-
bad.
If it were re-released, then they could probably add like a comp mode to it.
If it was re-released and they added a few things into it, I don't think Carbon would be bad at all.
No.
Almost Wanted for that matter.
Or any Need for Speed
Underground,
game.
Underground 1 and 2, yeah, because like it's just doesn't have that much. It did for them, but not now. But I reckon if those two games would definitely.
I mean, that's the point I was trying to make. I don't really believe in timeless. I feel like everything ages.
There are a few. For the most case, I agree with you, but there are some things that just.
But I don't.
Yeah.
This is the thing, though. I don't jump into an old game that might lack content because of the time it was brought out, and have that mindset of, oh, why is this? This doesn't have this, and try and compare it to a game that's out now. Because obviously, it's not just software and actual tools are different now. So the developers have more to work with now. It's not even just that. The way humans now, the way we want things on demand and quickly, and who the fuck watches TV anymore? Does anyone here watch TV?
I know where you're gonna go with this because obviously everyone's become a lot more like quick,
Needy. Yeah.
But
Yeah, like,
Burnout Paradise,
instant gratification.
When the remaster for Burnout Paradise came out, I played that like it was a brand new game.
You played it like it was a brand new game.
I personally think that when I went back to that game, not only was the multiplayer as solid as it was 10 years ago. It was ahead of its. That game was. There's certain games which are only ahead of their time, and then there's certain games which are ahead of their times and are timeless. I think there's a bit of a difference. I think a lot of what Most Wanted did was ahead of its time, but I don't think necessarily it's timeless. As where Burnout and Midnight Club are in a different category, because a lot of what they did was a completely ahead of its time and still stands up. For example, the Audi R8 in Midnight Club LA was well beyond its time. So were the online tournaments they used to do back in the day. And then with Burnout, the free burn challenges. No wonder every single game is still. Forzathon is literally free burn challenges, but not as good.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely there's a few games which fit into that category. But for sure, one of them. I think Burnout Paradise is probably one of the only games I can probably call timeless in that way. I it's not even one of my favorite games of all time. Well, it is. It's in my top 5 races probably, but it's not in my top 3. It's probably on the.
Can we, I think this is a good segue. We've been talking about cars for a while now. Should we mix it up? Should we talk about timeless games?
GTA 4.
GTA 4.
Sorry,
GTA 4 was pretty timeless.
Yeah.
I've just been playing it recently. It's just fucking everything from the soundtrack. The only thing which isn't is I missed the weapon wheel from when they introduced that from Red Dead.
And the radio wheel.
The radio wheel, I don't really care too much about it. The weapon wheel's annoying, very annoying, because you have to fucking press the D-pad to change it, and that's so fucking just.
And sometimes if you go past your gun, you have to go all the way back to the. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's really annoying. But other than that, little nitpicks, they're not big problems. That's a timeless game. I think some of the Halo games are timeless. The multiplayer for those stand up.
Collection.
As same with some of the CODs.
On some of the older road,
too, you know. I know people are gonna kind of. I just think that game. When that came out on backwards compatibility, I was on it hard. It was actually fun.
COD 4 remaster, when that came out, I was on that hard.
Midtown Madness 3. That was such a good game.
I don't know what that is. Forza Motorsports 4 is a fucking good ass game. Timeless. I think I'd have to play it. I haven't played it in a while. But that game
that I think I'd like to say is but isn't. I see what you're saying with Forza though. No, Forza definitely. I think Forza 4, if you went back and played that night, would be because the car list was ahead of its time.
What game would you?
Roller Coaster Tycoon. Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2 were so fucking good.
I can't say anything. We're saying timeless here.
They are.
I can't even critique it. I've never played it.
Same level as GTA 4.
Well, I'm saying, they're great games, yeah. And for their time, they're some of the best. And they're out of all.
We're saying timeless.
No, what I'm saying is, you can go for out of most of the games released during that period, 1999, early 2000s. Those are probably one of the only games that you can still go back on, and still feel like you're playing a modernish game. In a sense that there's so much to do.
And that game hold up to its modern counterparts through and through, because in my opinion GTA 4 in a lot of ways still stands up to GTA 5.
Yeah, I'd say
in some ways is better.
Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, it still holds up to games like Planet Coaster and the new Roller Coaster Tycoon, and it does those games in a lot of aspects better. So
I can't comment.
I can't really comment, obviously.
Yeah, you guys don't even.
One game that I want to say is timeless, but I just can't because it's not. Is Far Cry 3. It's not a timeless game. It's definitely very. It's kind of comes back to what I was saying about Underground. Underground, it was ahead of its time, but it's not necessarily timeless in the sense that other games now do things better than it did.
Yeah.
Thing. As where Far Cry is kind of the same. 3 is.
Minecraft is timeless. I don't care what anyone says. Minecraft is timeless. You tell me it is timeless. It is. Fight me. Last of Us.
Last of Us is timeless.
Never played it. Oh yeah, I have. I'm a dickhead.
The story in that game is just unlike.
Just like a playable movie, isn't it?
No,
a really interactive movie.
No,
BioShock Infinite.
Not at all, because the gameplay is fucking crazy.
That's what I mean. It's not Telltale. I'm not talking about it yet. It's a playable. It's like you're in a movie. It's that immersive.
Yeah, but even
when I'm playing that game, I feel like I'm in. I remember the first time I played it, and I wasn't really that interested in it I was like at my cousin's house. I wasn't that interested in it. I don't have a PlayStation, so I was like, oh. So I was watching him play it.
You gotta get that when you get yours.
Of course. I was watching him play it, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, when things happened, like, I was like left kind of like, whoa, shit. And then I started playing it, and it's an incredible game. It is one of the best games I've ever laid my hands on. And not saying that, I don't even own it.
You haven't even finished it. Like,
literally. That
says a lot. Like, no, The Last of Us for me is one of the best stories I've ever played in a game. Period. Like, just period. I'd say GTA 4 is in my top 5 for that as well. To be fair,
I've got a couple of timeless games for you.
Civ 5, I'd say as well.
Dance Central.
Dance Central.
What about Rayman Rabbids? Yes, fucking go. Wii Sports.
No, Dance Central is a good fucking
Wii Sports
game.
Is timeless.
Huh?
Wii Sports is timeless.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like 100%.
Mario Kart.
Yeah,
Mario Kart's timeless. Yeah.
Trackmania.
No, Trackmania is not timeless. You're retarded. You're just. This is what I'm saying. This is what I like when you speak about these games that no one plays. I can't judge it because I don't know.
What, Trackmania? You've never played Trackmania? That's bullshit. I know you have.
I do. I know.
You're lying to me.
What are you talking about? I'm talking.
What are you talking about?
You just interrupted me for no reason.
What?
Point.
Trackmania
is not timeless.
I'd say it is.
Not a chance. No way.
Yeah. Trackmania Sunrise. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty timeless.
There's nothing that game does which current Trackmania, the latest Trackmania does everything that game does and better.
This game is timeless.
Is that like an anime game or something?
Do you even know what it is? Because I don't.
Then why do you have it?
I think I played it once when I was a kid.
2 for £30 on a PlayStation 2 disc.
Look at that shit though, man. Like, crisp.
Yeah,
that is crisp. Like, come on.
Oh, what have you started, Jay? Now you've got fucking.
This is gonna be retro in a couple weeks. Like, this is
gonna get his whole fucking collection and start doing them.
I have no memory of playing this game.
Oh, here's a timeless game right here.
2001. This game's from. Okay.
Club 3 isn't timeless.
We already said that. Fuck off.
Club 3 isn't timeless.
And it's not timeless either.
At all. That game is not timeless.
Because Midnight Club LA is fundamentally better.
I genuinely don't think he understands what we mean when we're saying timeless, you know.
CJ.
He's not got his headphones in.
Can you come back, please? You're on a podcast, you fucking idiot.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah, timeless games. I don't think
Midnight Club 3 is timeless.
It does things that racing games
every
today.
every good game does things that games do now better.
It's not timeless because LA is better. LA is dub. LA is Midnight Club 3 or better. Yeah. So you can't really say that game's.
If Midnight Club 3 re-released now, it would be shit because there's no multiplayer. That's why it's not timeless. That's one reason I can think of off the top of my head.
The physics were kind of dookie in that game.
Progression wouldn't work nowadays because it's just too grindy.
Yeah,
that's not timeless.
I think Midnight. I like Midnight Club 3. So yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm saying it's not timeless.
Yeah, so do I. Like I said, I can't sit here like CJ and list off games that are timeless because there isn't many. Like
Fortnite.
Mate, that game is like literally still. It looks dated and it came out like.
The thing is, right? I was talking to someone about this the other day because it's so fucking disgustingly huge, right? Is it gonna die?
Yeah.
And can it hurry up? Like, it's just taking really long to blow over. It's not blowing over.
They added
kind of blowing up.
They added NFL skins. Then at the same time, it's still the most streamed game on Twitch.
That's what I was about to say.
Yes, but
it still beat every other game on Twitch for the most watched game. Not niggas playing it. Niggas watching it, fam.
But
it's free.
Ninjas between now and last year is Black Ops 4 is literally so close. And with more battle royale games coming out, it's just gonna segment the market even more.
The Fortnite the thing is, I have a list of all the most streamed games on Twitch, and there are 309,000 people viewing Fortnite content right now, compared to only 38,000 watching Black Ops 4 content right now. That's well over
COD. It's not at this point. It's bigger than COD. It is.
Yeah. There's so many other games in between. There's so many other games in between that as well, like World of Warcraft, RuneScape, Dota 2. Those are still like a lot bigger.
I mean, COD ain't really. Do people watch COD
so-
on Twitch? Like that?
I'm then again, it's still, even though like it's still a lot lesser of a number, there's still like a lot of people. It's still like in the top 10 top streamed right now. Then again, you still have games like PUBG that are still being watched.
So going back to what I was saying before you just cut in, the point is with Fortnite is that more and more battle royale games from big AAA companies are going to start popping up. For example, COD. That's one example that I was talking about before you cut me off. Then obviously Battlefront, Battlefield.
Oh.
Do you know what? Battlefront probably might get one. Like that probably, I wouldn't be surprised if that
Battlefield?
happened. The
They
point,
won't.
you don't think so?
What?
I
No,
wouldn't put it past it in the
because
next game.
Disney are not gonna let them do that because they're
Battle
fucked
Royale?
up so much. They're not gonna let DICE do that
Why wouldn't they?
because it's
Money.
what
That
does
is
Battle
literally-
Royale
That is Star Wars Battle Royale. That's literally money.
had nothing to do
Printing
with.
money.
They've got to respect the canon of the game though. They're not gonna just do that.
I mean,
I'll ask.
I
someone.
don't see any reason why
I'll
not.
ask someone because I am actually quite curious, but
I don't see
I doubt
any
they would.
reason why that couldn't be a thing. That's
I
literally
do.
printing money. Like
Canon.
imagine people giving away like fucking skins.
That's like saying,
Darth Vader skin.
do you know what'd be sick? Oh, do you know what'd be sick? Fucking a dance mode.
But you can still keep Battle Royale in canon. You can have a Clone Wars Battle Royale, and then you can have a Republic Battle Royale. Like you can keep it in
But there was
canon.
never a battle royale in the actual films, whereas the game modes in Star Wars Battlefront right now are all canon. They are playing like you can do like a galactic assault or
You can have that in. you can
hero.
have that
Actually,
you can have it in canon.
they've got hero versus hero, and that doesn't make any sense. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I'm talking shit.
Well,
They probably they could do it.
My point is, AAA titles are coming up, and the more and more polished AAA titles that come up with this battle royale thing that is actually good, the chances are people are going to start playing Fortnite and they're going to go to something else, just like people did with COD.
I agree with you slightly. What I don't agree with, I don't think Battle Royale is going to last that long anymore. I feel like it will last probably another year. I don't think it will go on for like 2 years, especially not Fortnite,
I think it
because there's not enough. Those kids will grow up, you know. They're not going to
Then
stay
again,
young forever. They
people-
grow up and
people-
interests change. When you're that age, when you're in the
Kids,
age
though.
bracket, yeah, the
People were
majority
saying
of the
this-
players,
people were
the
saying
majority-
started off with PUBG, and PUBG ain't no kids game.
the majority of people playing Fortnite
That's
are
not
children.
true.
I can assure you they are children.
That's not
I
true.
wish there was some way of seeing the demographics. There is no
Obviously,
way.
yeah, but you can say most games have more children playing than
No, you can't.
other than like I don't know, like Dota.
Well, no. The majority of people who play Rainbow aren't kids.
Again, that's under okay. So that comes under Dota, I'd say. That comes under like League of Legends, Dota. Like Rainbow is a very high,
Fortnite,
and you know what? There
Fortnite
still is a lot of kids that play
purposely
Rainbow.
marketed at children. Purposely marketed
Yeah.
at children. They
Like, they've
know
got-
what their
yeah,
audience
they-
is.
it is
Yeah,
marketed.
Look at it.
but, like,
The characters look like Disney characters, fam.
Children
It's
play FIFA, but like FIFA's still one of the most popular games of all time.
But it's not a kids game.
But
The majority of people who play that aren't going to be kids.
Fortnite isn't. It's a casual game, but it's not a kids game. Come on, like
Kids game.
you can't be that serious. Like
Kids game.
it's not. a kids
I'd
game.
say-
what classifies it as a kid?
I will go outside
Yeah, but that what,
in
what
public,
classifies
and
the
children
game?
will be talking about
What
that game. I've
classifies it
never
as a
in my
kids game?
life met
What
I've
classifies
never
it as
met
a
an
kids
adult.
game?
Huh?
What classifies it as a kids game? What makes it a game for kids?
It isn't a kids game fundamentally, but it's marketed to children.
It's like for example, it's like
What does that
bingo. It's marketed towards old people, but it's not like itself for old people. It's just reverse of that.
Bottom line is, the majority of people who play Fortnite, I think.
Because I know loads of people at uni play it. Like everyone at my uni plays it, and they're
But-
all my age. That's
Okay,
like,
that's fine.
Everyone plays.
Like
It's
your
like it's not.
in
It's
one
not,
city, in
it's
one
not
country.
Kids, it's not just kids. It's not just old people. It's not just. It's everyone. Everyone
Yes.
plays it.
I agree, it's got a big ass fucking player base right now, but I feel like the majority of people who play Fortnite are children.
But
I just- I-
even if that's the
I'd
case,
say-
even if that's the case, what does that mean? They've got to grow
That
up.
the-
They'll grow up. That's
then
what I'm saying.
again, Minecraft. We're saying this. People were saying the same thing about Minecraft back in the day, and look at that. It's still pretty popular. It's not the most popular game out right now, but it's still really popular.
Nowhere
But it's
near
isn't it the number
Fortnite's
one selling?
level.
Isn't it the number one selling video game of all time?
I'm pretty sure it's GTA
Minecraft.
5 now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that GTA 5's that now.
It's definitely not. It's definitely more.
The number one selling games like Wii Sport.
top
Because
selling
Minecraft's
G
on like every single platform that ever existed.
The difference between Minecraft is though.
Okay, yeah,
Minecraft's not fucking easy. Like it's so, and you have to pay for it. You don't have to pay for Fortnite. I feel like that's one of the reasons why it's so big as well. You don't have to pay for it.
Isn't easy.
It's free. No. Not really.
But Fortnite's not easy either. I mean, if to get good at the building in that game is not easy.
I'm saying this, and I'm not even that good.
It's not
Oh,
easy.
I was looking. Okay, this is actually pretty cool, and it kind of relates to our podcast. I just looked up list of best-selling video games. Need for Speed Most Wanted overall has sold more copies than Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
Most
Overall.
Wanted.
Surprised me.
Most Wanted what?
And World at War.
Most Wanted what?
The original. 5. Which is that's actually pretty.
That game is one of the most
That didn't surprise me.
like popular video games of all time.
It was in it. It was in its prime at that point, wasn't it? As well, the
Yeah.
series. So
That's just a pretty interesting thing to see.
but what's the first? What's the number one game?
Number 1 game is Tetris.
Oh, second. That doesn't count.
Minecraft is second, third is GTA 5, fourth is Wii Sports, and then fifth is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
What?
Yep.
Fifth those Battlegrounds? Nah, that's mad.
PUBG coming with that fourth spot.
No, I don't believe it.
not
What's
fifth.
this on? What website?
Wikipedia.
I don't believe it. No, there's no way PUBG's fifth. Not a chance.
I mean, allegedly,
way.
according to this, PUBG sold 50 million copies.
Nah, I don't believe that in the slightest, mate. I don't believe that at all. I do not believe that in the slightest.
That doesn't make no sense.
That makes absolutely zero sense.
No.
Sales figures. No, it actually has sold 50 million copies. What the fuck? Yeah, fucking Polygon have just. That's mad.
Then again,
How?
I
want to know how.
Then again, everyone raise your hand if you own PUBG.
Yeah, we all do, innit? But like,
I own it twice. A boy hit twice.
See?
it's on mobile, innit?
Yeah.
It's on mobile. That's why.
Also, then again, Fortnite
For
though,
Android and
it's
iOS,
free to play, so you can't really see how many times it's been sold. But if Fortnite were like costs money, it'd probably be up here too.
How is it the fifth best-selling game? Forbes are talking about this, you know.
That's nuts.
It sold more than San Andreas, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2,
It's not.
Modern Warfare 2.
Mario Kart Wii, you know.
It sold more than Super Mario
Kart Wii.
Bros.
Yeah, I'm seeing
Huh?
Yeah.
It sold more than GTA 4.
But if you went up to so like this is why figures are a bit fucking weird, yeah. If you went up to anyone, yeah, and you said, "Oh, I play PUBG," they would like the general person would have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. No clue. Like it's such.
All right then. Okay, here's my. I'm just trying to work out what the fuck's happened here. PUBG when it first came and when it first burst, it was huge. The explosion was massive, but it didn't last very long because Fortnite came and shat on it because it was free and better.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to know how much Fortnite's been downloaded. The reason why it's not in these fucking things is because it's free. So it's not selling. Yeah, it's not selling anything. But it would be interesting to know how many people download. Fortnite.
I imagine it will be in like.
Hundreds of millions of billions of trillions. Like
I'm saying like maybe 300 million because
more than that. It's on every single platform as well. It's on PlayStation as well. Like PUBG isn't even on PlayStation.
It's to the point where I went into Primark the other day, walking through Primark because
they sell merch there now.
My town centre, like you can pass through, so because it was raining, and I glanced to the left and just stopped because I knew I saw something disgusting, but I kind of just wasn't paying attention. Look behind me, there was a whole fucking wall of Fortnite merch. Like, I was so baffled by what I was looking at.
Why is that disgusting though? I don't get it.
No. Why is it disgusting?
Yeah. Why is that any different to like, I don't know, whatever you used to play as a kid? It's not.
Because it's just gross.
Why is that any different to like Toy Story?
It isn't. It isn't. But to be fair, I just think I'm not even. No, not really.
It is. That like that's
it isn't really. I didn't really like Fortnite in the first place, to be honest.
No, but I'm saying that the only reason like people will say it's like disgusting is because there's a stigma to it. It's not actually any different to like
So
I said,
why?
Toy Story, man.
Okay, so why do you look at normies the way you look at normies then?
What does that mean?
If you want to get into that conversation,
That's just people I don't like hanging around because they're not my type of people.
I just don't like Fortnite because it's not my type of game, and I
that
would
is
never ever
because
want my
that is
child
because-
wearing a fucking t-shirt with it on. I think it's gross.
And that's
I think the
because
game
there's a stigma with it.
and the dances and stuff, yeah, and
And that's a stigma.
Like it.
Yeah.
That's like a negative stigma.
What's your point?
I'm just saying, that's no.
It's a
different.
stigma that you followed. If you've just now come like,
No, I completely agree. I don't. I think there's a heavy stigma to it.
sorry.
I think it's fucking grim as well. But like, that's me being completely biased.
And
like,
it's not even
if I'm thinking neutral, there's nothing different to that compared to Toy Story merch. But like, that's me
So
being
if you
a biased cunt.
want to get into it, this is a whole different subject. But I just feel like Fortnite and the way it's marketed, it's like I'm saying, it's marketed to children. Those clothes weren't adult clothing; they were kids' clothing because it's marketed and sold to children. It might not have started that way, but the response they've got.
What you were saying about growing up, I don't think it's going to apply because Pokemon's still going, and that's a targeted.
Pokemon is on a different level brand-wise. Like, you can't compare Fortnite.
I can almost guarantee there's more concurrent players for Fortnite now than Pokemon.
Because Fortnite is current. That's why. Pokemon is 20 like plus years old.
But it's the premise though. Fucking, I'm dropping my shoes on. It's the premise though, isn't it?
That's alright then. That's like. Can you remember Tamagotchi?
Yeah, but that's completely different.
Yeah.
Is it?
100% because it's hardware. It's not software. And it's also not on. It's not on phones. It's not on tablets. It's not on consoles. It's not on computers. It's like literally hardware.
Not everyone had hardware. Not everyone had tablets and phones like they do now.
What are you talking about?
If Fortnite came out,
I'm saying Fortnite is readily available everywhere. As with Tamagotchi, you had to go into a
so
store.
if it came out 10 years ago, you think Fortnite would have the same impact?
No, because online wasn't as big. But the point is,
Exactly.
it has launched at the right time.
Back then, obviously the numbers for Tamagotchi aren't going to be as big because I don't think the point I'm making is getting across. How am I going to explain this?
It's obviously going to plateau, and I completely agree with you on that. It's obviously going to plateau because everything does. But I think it's here for years. I think it's well on to the next generation.
Probably.
Maybe the generation after.
As being alive, yes, but obviously not at the same peak as it is now.
Obviously, it will plateau, but I think it's going to be here for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
100%. Just like Team Fortress 2 is still here, even though that's plateaued. Even CS:GO to an extent is plateaued.
The thing is,
Rainbow's
I checked Steam database the other day. There's still like, let's see, I swear there's like 50,000 people still playing TF2.
Need for Speed's plateaued, that's still around.
Yeah. Like there's still Steam charts, Team Fortress 2. Right now there's 59,000 people playing it.
And that game
right
came
now.
out over a decade ago.
Yeah, so
I mean, I guess if
and it's free.
something's got its core audience, it will always kind of thrive.
Like, yeah, and as soon as the competitive scene there over on that thing actually like starts going, it's only it's not gonna slow down. It will still carry on going, even long gone when like the children grow up. Like it's just that got that much of like, because anyone can play it, because it is like a bit of it's a casual game. It's not a competitive. It's not like Rainbow is a competitive game. It's a casual game. It will go for ages. And like, don't get me wrong, like I don't play it. Like it doesn't. Like it's just not my thing. Like it's just whatever. Like it's just not my thing. But like I can still I still get like it's gonna be around for absolute fucking ages. It will. It's just the nature of things.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, bro.
Anyway, hour and a half. Decent.
I didn't even realize that long.
Yeah, I gotta look at the time. I have to go. Like, ooh.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be here in 6 months for episode 128.
We'll be back after the next racing game has come out and disappointed us, so we can talk about that. So
stay safe and peace.
Hi guys. Oh shit! I forgot about this.
You fucking infidel, do it.
Walk hard.